Imagine if everything you wanted in life could begin with just 1 hour, just 60 minutes a day, dedicated, focused, and intentional, has the power to transform your career, your health, your mindset, and your destiny. This is not about luck. It's not about waiting for the right moment. The right moment is here in your next hour. Today, we're going to explore how the 1 hour rule can completely change the direction of your life and why mastering just 60 focused minutes daily is the secret most people never discover. Your future is not something waiting for you somewhere ahead. It is not hiding in luck, in connections, or in circumstances beyond your control. Your future is being constructed daily, quietly, almost invisibly, inside the hours you choose to use intentionally. Every single day hands you 24 fresh opportunities, but buried inside those 24 is 1 hour that has the power to separate you from the average, the distracted, and the undecided. That hour is not ordinary time, it is creative time. It is building time. It is destiny-forming time. Most people live their lives reacting. They react to messages, to problems, to other people's demands, to social media, to news, to pressure. Reaction consumes hours, and at the end of the day, they are exhausted but unchanged. Activity is not progress. Motion is not advancement. Being busy is not the same as being productive. Your future does not respond to busyness. It responds to intentional investment. If you dedicate 1 focused hour each day to growth, you begin to redirect the trajectory of your life. 1 hour of reading expands your thinking beyond your environment. 1 hour of learning strengthens your skill beyond your competition. 1 hour of planning clarifies your direction beyond confusion. That single protected block of time becomes the seed of tomorrow's success. Seeds do not look impressive when planted. They look small, almost insignificant. But within a seed is a forest. Within 1 disciplined hour is a transformed life. The tragedy is not that people lack opportunity. It is that they lack structure. They wake up without intention and sleep without evaluation. They drift, and drifting is the slowest form of destruction. You cannot drift into greatness. You cannot accidentally fulfill purpose. You cannot stumble into excellence. Your future demands deliberate construction, and construction requires scheduled time. When you claim your hour, you are declaring ownership over your destiny. You are saying that your dreams deserve attention. You are saying that your potential deserves development. You are saying that your calling deserves cultivation. The future you desire is already present in your habits. If your daily hour is filled with distraction, your future will be fragmented. If your daily hour is filled with growth, your future will be elevated. Time is neutral. It does not reward or punish. It reveals. After 5 years, time simply exposes what you did with your hours. The person who invested an hour daily in health will carry strength. The person who invested an hour daily in study will carry knowledge. The person who invested an hour daily in building a vision will carry influence. The difference was not dramatic events, but disciplined minutes. Your daily hour is like a private meeting with your tomorrow. In that meeting, you decide whether tomorrow will be stronger or weaker, clearer or more confused, richer or more limited. You may not see immediate results, but transformation is rarely loud in its early stages. It grows beneath the surface. Roots deepen before branches appear. And the depth of your roots is determined by the consistency of your hours. Discipline for 60 minutes creates destiny because discipline builds structure, and structure sustains success. Many people admire achievement but resist discipline. They want the applause without the preparation, the promotion without the process, the platform without the practice. Yet every visible victory is supported by invisible discipline. Discipline is not punishment. It is training. It is choosing what you want most over what you want now. It is saying no to temporary comfort so you can say yes to long-term impact. For 60 minutes, you silence excuses, you silence fear, you silence doubt, you sit down and do the work that moves your life forward. When you discipline 1 hour, you strengthen your will. The will is like a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes. And a strong will produces confident decisions. Confidence is not built by positive thinking alone. It is built by kept promises. Every day you complete your hour. You prove to yourself that you are serious. Self-respect increases. Focus sharpens. Momentum builds. Destiny is not a mystery. It is a result. It is the cumulative outcome of repeated disciplined actions. 60 minutes may seem small compared to the demands of life, but consistency turns small into significant. 1 hour daily equals hundreds of hours annually. Hundreds of focused hours produce mastery. Mastery attracts opportunity. Opportunity expands influence. When you commit to disciplined time, you begin to control what once controlled you. Procrastination weakens. Distraction loses power. Clarity increases. You begin to live intentionally rather than emotionally. You act according to vision rather than mood. Discipline shifts you from reacting to designing. Your destiny does not need random bursts of motivation. It needs reliable patterns of discipline. And those patterns begin with a decision to honor 60 focused minutes every single day, regardless of circumstances, regardless of feelings, regardless of applause. What you focus on for 1 hour does not remain small. Focus is a force. It concentrates energy. And concentrated energy produces results. Diffused energy produces frustration. Many people spend their days scattered, giving 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there, constantly shifting attention. But greatness is not built on fragments of attention. It is built on sustained concentration. When you give 1 full hour to a single meaningful objective, you activate the law of multiplication. Focus sharpens ability. When the mind is fixed on one task without interruption, it begins to see patterns others miss. Creativity increases. Efficiency improves. Depth replaces surface level understanding. In that hour, you are not merely completing a task. You are strengthening neural pathways, reinforcing discipline, and training your brain to operate at a higher level. Repeated focus builds mastery, because mastery is not talent alone. It is prolonged attention applied consistently. Distraction is expensive. Every interruption resets your mental momentum. Every notification divides your creative power. You cannot build something significant while constantly shifting direction. Focus requires the courage to ignore. It demands that you temporarily disconnect from noise so you can connect with purpose. For 1 hour, you choose clarity over chaos. Whatever you focus on expands in your awareness. If you focus on problems, they grow larger in your perception. If you focus on possibilities, solutions begin to appear. If you focus on developing a skill, improvement accelerates. The hour you dedicate to intentional focus becomes a seedbed of growth. Over time, that focused hour compounds. The skill becomes sharper. The ideas become clearer. The results become measurable. Compounding is powerful because it is quiet at first. The first few days of focused effort may seem unimpressive. The first few weeks may not bring applause, but internally, progress is forming. Competence increases incrementally. Confidence strengthens gradually. By the time others notice the growth, it appears sudden to them, but you understand it was built in focused hours no one saw. Focus also builds identity. When you consistently spend 1 hour developing a craft, you begin to see yourself differently. You are no longer someone who wants to improve. You are someone who practices improvement. Identity shifts through repeated action. And when identity shifts, behavior aligns naturally. The person who focuses daily on learning begins to think like a learner. The person who focuses daily on leadership begins to act like a leader. Small, consistent hours build extraordinary lives because consistency transforms the ordinary into the exceptional. Many people search for dramatic change. They wait for a breakthrough moment, a major opportunity, a single event that will redefine everything. But extraordinary lives are rarely the result of one dramatic leap. They are the product of disciplined repetition. 1 hour does not look extraordinary. It looks manageable. It looks simple. That is why it is powerful. Simplicity invites consistency. When something is achievable daily, it becomes sustainable. And sustainability is the foundation of long-term success. Grand plans often fail because they are overwhelming. But 1 structured hour is realistic. It can be protected. It can be repeated. Each consistent hour lays a brick. One brick does not look impressive, but brick upon brick creates a structure. Day upon day creates momentum. Year upon year creates legacy. The extraordinary life is not built in bursts of intensity followed by seasons of neglect. It is built through steady, faithful investment. Consistency also develops character. Showing up daily, especially when you do not feel like it, strengthens resilience. Emotions fluctuate. Circumstances shift. Energy rises and falls. But commitment anchors you. When you choose to invest your hour regardless of mood, you move from being driven by feelings to being guided by vision. Over time, small hours reshape large outcomes. The writer who commits to 1 hour a day produces manuscripts. The entrepreneur who commits to 1 hour of strategy daily builds systems. The student who commits to 1 hour of deep study daily gains intellectual advantage. None of these results appear overnight. They emerge gradually, almost imperceptibly, until the accumulation becomes undeniable. Extraordinary lives are not accidental. They are assembled through disciplined fragments of time that most people overlook. The power is not in intensity alone, but in repetition. When small hours are honored consistently, they gather strength. They align direction. They reduce regret. They transform potential into performance and intention into tangible progress. If you do not protect your hour, someone else will consume it. Time does not defend itself. It must be guarded by decision. Every day, demands line up at the door of your life asking for attention. Emails, calls, social media, minor emergencies, other people's priorities, they all compete for the same 24 hours. If you do not deliberately assign your time, it will be assigned for you. And when you lose control of your time, you slowly lose clarity of purpose. Protecting your hour means treating it as sacred. It is not casual time. It is not leftover time. It is not spare time. It is scheduled time. When something is scheduled, it becomes real. When it becomes real, it becomes respected. Most people schedule meetings with others, but never schedule meetings with their destiny. They honor appointments that produce income, but they neglect appointments that produce growth. To protect your hour, you must first define its purpose. What is this hour building? Is it strengthening your mind, developing your craft, refining your vision, improving your health, expanding your knowledge? Once defined, it becomes non-negotiable. You do not move it for convenience. You do not cancel it for comfort. You organize your day around it rather than squeezing it into what remains. Protection also requires boundaries. You cannot protect your purpose without setting limits. Boundaries are not selfish. They are strategic. When you say no to distractions, you are saying yes to destiny. When you silence notifications, you are amplifying focus. When you close the door, you are opening opportunity. Every great achievement is surrounded by disciplined boundaries. Purpose demands priority. Many people claim to have vision, but their calendars reveal otherwise. Your schedule exposes your seriousness. If your purpose is important, it must appear in your daily routine. You do not drift toward purpose, you drive toward it. And driving requires direction and protected time. When you consistently defend your hour, something powerful happens internally. You begin to value yourself differently. You recognize that your growth matters. You build self-trust. Every time you keep that appointment, you reinforce identity. You become someone who honors commitments. That integrity strengthens leadership capacity because leadership begins with self-management. Mastering 1 hour a day is not about control for control's sake. It is about alignment. When you can govern 60 minutes with discipline and intention, you prove that you can govern larger responsibilities. If you cannot command 1 hour, you will struggle to command opportunity. Small stewardship prepares you for greater influence. Mastery begins with management. Time management is life management because your life is measured in time. When you master your hour, you reduce chaos. You gain clarity. You operate from intention rather than impulse. Impulse reacts. Intention creates. The disciplined hour trains you to think before acting, to plan before moving, to evaluate before deciding. As you master your daily hour, Momentum develops. You notice progress. Skills sharpen. Ideas mature. Confidence strengthens. That momentum spills into other areas of life. The discipline you practice in one focused hour begins to influence your conversations, your decisions, your habits. You become more deliberate, more strategic, more aware. Consistency in mastering your hour also reshapes your relationship with excuses. Excuses lose their authority when action becomes habitual. Fatigue may speak, but commitment answers. Distraction may knock, but focus refuses. You begin to realize that control over 1 hour produces control over emotions, and emotional control produces stability in leadership. When 1 hour is mastered daily, days become structured. Structured days produce productive weeks. Productive weeks accumulate into impactful years. The transformation does not happen through dramatic declarations, but through repeated discipline. Each protected hour becomes a brick in the architecture of your future. Your life reflects what you repeatedly allow. If you allow distraction, your life reflects fragmentation. If you allow discipline, your life reflects progress. Mastering your hour is mastering access to your potential. It is deciding that your calling deserves preparation, that your gifts deserve development, that your future deserves investment. Control the hour, and you begin to control direction. Control direction, and you influence outcomes. Outcomes shape reputation. Reputation expands opportunity. Opportunity increases impact. And impact determines legacy. Your life is not determined by chance, circumstance, or talent alone. It is determined by what you do with your hours. 1 hour of focused effort compounds into knowledge, skill, clarity, and purpose. Protect it, dedicate it, and guard it fiercely. Focus on growth, not distraction. Invest in yourself, not in things that steal your time. Every great life is built hour by hour, moment by moment. Remember, it's not about having more hours in the day. It's about mastering the hour you have. Start today. Protect your next 60 minutes. Give it your full attention. Do this consistently, and you will look back amazed at the life you've built.